Let's get right into it.
Number 6.
Zombie genes. Here's something your biology teacher definitely skipped over. You've got zombie genes inside you. No, they don't crave brains, but they do come alive when you're technically already dead. Scientists discovered that certain genes inside human DNA actually activate after death, like the world's creepiest after party. Picture this: your body shuts down, your heart's gone quiet, but some genetic switches go, finally, some peace and quiet, and start flipping on. It's like your DNA is binge-watching Netflix after everyone else left the house. These zombie genes mostly handle things like inflammation and stress responses, which is hilarious because what stress could you possibly be dealing with after you're gone? It's as if your cells didn't get the memo that the ship has sunk. Researchers think it's a leftover survival attempt, or maybe just molecular housekeeping that forgot its expiration date. Either way, it's freaky to imagine your body is running weird background apps after the main system crashed. Basically, your Windows XP refusing to die.
Number 5. Jumping genes. Your DNA isn't a neat, orderly library. It's more like a frat house where half the residents refuse to stay in their assigned rooms. Meet transposons, also known as jumping genes. These little genetic squatters can cut themselves out of one section of your DNA and paste themselves somewhere else, like a drunk roommate constantly moving the furniture. Around half of your entire genome is made of these nomads. They don't always do much, but sometimes their antics can trigger genetic mutations, both helpful and harmful. It's like living with a roommate who might either redecorate your room beautifully or set your curtains on fire. What's even stranger is that scientists think these mobile troublemakers may have fueled human evolution by stirring up DNA variety. So the very reason you're not still a slime mold might just be thanks to some rebellious hitchhikers in your genome. Congrats, you're part chaos gremlin.
Number 4. Viral hitchhikers. You know how people joke about catching the vibes? Well, your ancestors caught viruses and never got rid of them. Right now, about 8% of your DNA isn't even human. It's ancient viral code, fossils of infections that managed to sneak into egg and sperm cells thousands of generations ago. Instead of making you sick, they set up permanent camp inside the human genome. Think of it like an Airbnb guest who never left, redecorated the place, and eventually became part of the family. Some of these viral stowaways even help you out. For example, one particular bit of viral DNA is crucial for building the placenta. Yep, without viral hitchhikers, you wouldn't even exist. On the flip side, other viral leftovers just lurk, sometimes waking up to cause mischief, like cancer or autoimmune issues. It's basically biological Russian roulette with ghosts of pandemics past. You're not 100% human. You're a haunted timeshare.
Number 3.
Neanderthal echoes. Imagine your great-great-great-grandparents showing up to the family reunion with a fur cloak and a suspicious fondness for mammoth stew. That's basically your Neanderthal DNA. If you're not of purely sub-Saharan African descent, there's a good chance somewhere between 1% and 2% of your genome is basically a Neanderthal cameo, little fossils of another human species that stuck around after our ancestors got frisky. These echoes aren't just museum dust. They're functioning bits of code that tweak how your skin handles sunlight, how your immune system reads threats, and even subtle metabolic settings. In cold climates, some Neanderthal-derived alleles likely helped ancestors keep warm and fend off nasty pathogens. Think of them as evolutionary hand-me-downs. Not the stylish scarf, but the practical thermal underwear your lineage needed when migrating into harsher lands. But, and there's always a but, these genetic hand-me-downs are a mixed bag. The same Neanderthal snippets that once boosted pathogen defense can raise the odds of inflammatory overreactions today. In other words, what saved your great-great-somebody from infection might now make your immune system oversensitive in a world of sterile supermarkets and hand sanitizer. Researchers have even linked certain Neanderthal variants to things like nicotine addiction and mood differences, which is delightfully human and mildly horrifying. Imagine blaming your weird cravings on an ancestor who liked to huddle around smoky cave fires. So yes, a tiny Neanderthal board still sits in your genome's meeting room, occasionally voting on how your body should react to daylight, infection, or a stressful tweet. It's like having a distant relative who never learned emoji but still insists on RSVPing to evolutionary pressures.
Number 2. Self-destruct switches. Here's a fun fact. Buried inside your DNA are built-in suicide buttons. No, not for you personally, for your cells. It's called apoptosis, or programmed cell death, and it's basically your body's way of Marie Kondoing cells that don't spark joy or functionality. Your DNA carries instructions for proteins that can trigger a whole Rube Goldberg machine of molecular mayhem when a cell is damaged, infected, or just outstaying its welcome. Imagine a microscopic landlord sliding a note under the door. Eviction day. The cell then systematically dismantles itself, chopping up DNA, bursting organelles, and packaging itself into neat little bite-sized chunks for cleanup crews. Without this, you'd be a walking tumor factory. Cells that forget how to die properly can spiral into cancer, clog up systems, or just go haywire like a toddler on espresso. On the flip side, overactive self-destruct settings can wreck perfectly good cells, contributing to diseases like Alzheimer's. So really, your DNA is walking the fine line between efficient janitor and paranoid hitman. And here's where it gets darkly fascinating. The same self-destruct programs that keep you alive are basically ancient. Even simple organisms have apoptosis instructions. Evolution looked at cell death and went, yep, we're keeping that one. Because sometimes the only way to protect the whole system is to nuke part of it. So, inside your DNA, hiding behind the scenes, is a cold-blooded executioner. It doesn't care about your dreams, your plans, or that Netflix series you were halfway through. If a cell looks sketchy, it's goner. Basically, your own DNA is Judge Judy with a guillotine.
Number 1. The immortality paradox. Here's the wildest trick your DNA pulls: hiding the keys to immortality while making sure you never get them. At the end of your chromosomes sit protective caps called telomeres. Think of them as those little plastic tips on shoelaces that stop everything from unraveling. Every time one of your cells divides, those tips get shorter. Eventually, they wear down so much that the cell just gives up and stops dividing. Congratulations, that's aging in a nutshell. But here's the kicker. Buried in your DNA is the recipe for an enzyme called telomerase, which can actually rebuild those tips, basically giving cells the ability to divide forever. Yes, you literally have the instruction manual for biological immortality locked away inside you. The problem? Your body only lets certain cells use it, like stem cells or, plot twist, cancer cells. So cancer gets to party with endless cell divisions while the rest of you slowly crumbles like a stale cookie. It's the ultimate troll move by nature. The immortality code is right there, lounging in your DNA, but most of your cells are locked out like broke college students staring at a VIP lounge. If telomerase went mainstream, your body could, in theory, repair itself indefinitely. But evolution decided the risks of runaway zombie cells were worse than watching you wrinkle into oblivion. So yeah, your DNA contains both the reason you age and the cheat code to stop it. It's like carrying around the fountain of youth in your back pocket while still getting gray hairs. Thanks, evolution. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.